Kyle here from All Media Reviews. Here to do the calendar update that I was talking about, though. In doing some research today, the last few days, there's not as many sort of changes, and reviewing the previous one I did, it was about 3 weeks ago. But, and it's worth repeating some of this stuff too, so I'll go over it. I had to repeat the 2024 mid-season roundtable. Hopefully will happen with 4 different people at least, like the one we did last year, the end of 2023. Sometime next week, hopefully, because we're planning to try to film and everything like that on Zoom Monday night. So, but I will do a separate albums of the year video probably next week as well, just to give a more full, thorough list. Although there's a couple things I'm going to mention today that that are sort of retro, like releases that came out before, which aren't to anticipate, but we're going to be probably showing up on some of my lists. So, yeah, in fact, I'll just go over that. So, one of them is this Ugly EP or mini album, Twice from the Sun, came out on April 3rd. So, yeah, I'll say more about it. I mean, I should just do a review of it, but not right now. Maybe around the time of it, right after. Maybe within my albums of the year. I don't know. Anyway, maybe I'll do a separate review at some point. Along the same lines, in the last basically 4 or 5 days, less than a week, I've been listening to an album that came out on May 3rd. Willow Smith, the daughter of Will Smith, actor, and former, sort of New Jack Swing rapper Will Smith, and Jada Pinkett Smith. I'm not sure if she's not sure. I know some of the children aren't all full siblings, but anyway, she's been doing music for a number of years. But her new album, Empathogen, well, it's only 27 minutes. It feels like it's a little bit longer. It's 12 tracks. It came out on May 3rd, and I just got wind of it in the last week. I think I heard about it a few weeks ago, but it's been out for a little over 2 months. But that came out on May 3rd, so another one that's sort of, you like Esperanza Spalding or Hiatus Coyote or Kimbra or proggy jazz. Yeah, Willow is definitely. I would worry if I'd want to go see her live, though, that she'd end up playing big venue and just. Yeah, I know, but she has 4 or 5 other records, and they're not quite the same style as this, and she's only 23. So, but anyway, so. Nothing from retro, whatever, from June that I can tell. But so starting in July, the stuff that's been announced since the last time I did this, I think. Well, I mean, this week, tomorrow, the Radicant is Vincent Cavanaugh, and not sure how many other members of Anathema, but 4 members. I don't know if I thought I said that the Douglas siblings, Lee and John, are involved with this as well, but it's not Danny Cavanaugh. I'll talk about him in a little bit also, but their debut debut EP, it's called We Ascend. The first single came out 2 weeks ago, and then the full length is supposed to be coming out in 2025, so I don't know what it's going to be called, but I'm curious about this, not thinking this is going to be as good as Anathema, but, part of it is the vocals, but the vocals featured, because that's one of the things that made Anathema so good. So that's coming out this Friday. Amorphous is Tales from the Thousand Lakes, live at Tavastia, whatever. That's coming. I'm not much of an Amorphous fan. They did a cover of Levitation from Hawthorne, but that's about it for my interest in them for the most part. Tuanella, that album, but Deep Purple's 1 equals 1. It comes out next Friday the 19th, and then Kashiwa Tazuki and Pat Metheny's Moondial, which again I don't think is a Pat Metheny group. It's just separate, and so I don't really have a lot of strong interest. But sometimes I kind of question or just forget about Pat Metheny, and then he surprises me. But it's called Moondial. It's one word: MOON, capital DIAL, capital D, and then IAL. So. It was supposed to for over a month, and I probably should still go get on the pre-order. Christian Nesmith and Circe Link. Christian, the son of Michael Nesmith, of course, put out a... I have it over here on the... Where did I do with it? It was right here. I just saw it the other day. They put out an album in 2021? It was 2021. It was before Nez passed away. Called Cosmologica. So this is the follow-up. And it's a prog album called Arcana. But it was supposed to come out on July 1st, and they pushed it back. So it's coming out August 1st. I mean, I'm curious about it. Their previous record was very yes-like and very much like sounded like Porcupine Tree at points. But anyway, the week after that, on the 8th, and I think I mentioned this last update, Cloud Cult's Alchemy Creek comes out. It's the third song I'm really liking. Pretty optimistic, although Cloud Cult generally doesn't disappoint me. I mean, I think I ever put out a record as good as Light Chasers, probably not. They did. You know, The Seeker I thought was fantastic, but didn't really catch on. But I don't know. This is supposedly going to be on recycled vinyl. So I mentioned this last time. Alchemy Creek's a week from that Friday the 8th. I think it's... No, actually, I think the 1st and the 8th are Thursdays. If I'm not... I'm looking at the calendar here of the week. Yeah. So, well, we're having 2 straight Thursdays. Christian Nesmith and Circe Link and Christian Nesmith and Circe Link. And then Cloud Cult, 2 straight Thursdays. And then, I watched from afar's Megafauna comes out on the 9th of August, post-rock band that I know people like. And then Milton Nascimento and Esperanza Spalding, Milton and Esperanza, speaking of Esperanza Spalding, like with Willow Smith, that album comes out on the 9th too. So there's like, I'm going to definitely look forward to that. So there's 3 records coming out within about an 8-day period in early August. I'm excited about. So then, the 23rd of August is Jon Anderson and the Band Geeks True. I think I mentioned that the last one. And MEER, that band, again, I'm kind of just rehashing some of the stuff from the last one a few weeks ago. Wheels Within Wheels comes out on the 23rd also. So that's kind of a big day. So this one's new since the last time I updated. Bent Knee, minus Ben Levin and Jessica Hone. I think that's her name? Yeah. So they're like a 4-piece now or something? I'm not sure. But their last 2 records, especially the last one with the hyperpop, I wasn't really getting into. But the first single is okay. It sounds more like they're doing more rock music again. Their album's coming out on August 30th, their new album, 20 Pills Without Water. So, yeah, I'm kind of a case of a band I was pretty into for a while. I bought a bunch of their records. And then with a couple records that weren't so much my thing, I've kind of lowered the bar, but I still am paying attention to them and want to check it out. So that's coming out on the 30th of August. Then the same day, we have Yannis and the Yaw, Yannis from Foals, collaboration with the late Tony Allen. Lagos, Paris, London, featuring Tony Allen. So I don't know if it's going to sound like Foals. The samples, some of the clips and stuff, more kind of singer-songwriter, more stripped down, but more organic sounding. But anyway, I'm definitely curious about it. I really like Yannis. I love Foals, of course. So Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Wild God comes out that same day also, and Ancients Beyond the Reach of the Sun. But really, it's Bent Knee and Yannis the Yaw. Those are the 2 big ones on that day, the 30th of August. So moving into September, I know I announced the title, but not the actual release date. September 6th, I actually pre-ordered it. Even though I've confirmed that Chloe Alper's not going to be on this album, even though she's still a member, it's a weird relationship, but don't blame her because it's, obviously a bit more fruitful to be playing with a band a little bigger called James. Been around since the mid-'80s. But Pure Reason Revolutions, their album Coming Up to Consciousness is released on the 6th of September. So I don't know. I'm hoping it's less sort of just like overtly punchy riffs and more of the atmospheric kind of stuff that they did with Eupnia and of the Dark Third. I don't know. And then the woman they've got as sort of the fill-in for Chloe has got a good voice. So, I mean, I bought it, obviously. I'm a pretty big fan. I have all their albums. But we'll see. I guess I probably will do a review of it just because I'm such a fan. Probably. So that same day, David Gilmour's Luck and Strange comes out on September 6th. So those 2 albums come on September 6th. Pure Reason Revolution's Coming Up to Consciousness and David Gilmour's Luck and Strange. So the rest of September right now, Oceans of Slumber, Where Gods Fear to Speak on the 13th. Jamie XX in Waves. Night Wish is Yesterwind. I'm not going to be probably checking out any of those. But the one I will be checking out, we're going to get another Kimbra record with a bunch of collaborations on it called Idols and Vices Volume 1. The thing is, all the collaborative names that were listed, never heard of. These were her friends. The first single is okay. I don't know, her last few records have tended to grow on me, so I'm kind of wondering if this anything could happen. Like, I won't be into it right away. I'm kind of wondering if it could be a little bit like Darren King, the Locker, DK the Drummer record. But, I mean, is it going to be better than Willow's album? I can already tell you I have my doubts, but, we'll see. Yeah, that band Hiatus Coyote is actually going to be here, but there's something missing with their music. On paper, I should like them. They're a little too odd in some ways, but anyway, going off a tangent here. Digressing. October, see, like, there's an album called Cyborg Octopus coming out September 27th. I'm more called Bottom Feeder from Cyborg Octopus. I'm sure there'll be more stuff that hasn't been announced yet, but there's nothing besides the Kimbra record and Purism Revolution mostly, and David Gilmour to some smaller degree. I'm going to be listening to in September right now. So October, there was one record. Coldplay has an album called Moon Music that's coming out on October 4th. Coldplay, I just listen to like a couple songs usually with their new records. I don't hate them, but I don't really feel the need. I need to go out. They surprise me. I would have said the same thing about Willow, but the one record that I probably will think about checking out though is Public Service Broadcasting, which just got announced on the 4th of October, called The Last Flight. They're a band from England that uses samples, and they're almost like post-rock and stuff like that, like the drum work. The Radio K, the college radio station, used to play them all the time. Now, today, there's a couple more things to announce. One of them, I think, is on the calendar, and I didn't add this to the calendar when I did this. Let's just see here. It's the band, where is it? The band, there's two albums too actually announced. One has a release date, though. Field Music, October 11th, has a new album called Limits of Language. I have one of their records. I saw them live at the Cedar Cultural Center about a little over 10 years ago, maybe 2011, 2010. They're kind of influenced by XCC, but they're a band that, like, on paper I should love in some ways, but they seem to sort of lack amazing moments. Almost like everything in a way, but they don't have the amazing moments everything has. The singing's not as good. But it's like, I like them, but their albums are always so long. Crippled Black Phoenix are kind of the same way. But I don't know, I might check it out just because I haven't listened to them in many years, and maybe this will surprise me. There's a new single called 6 Weeks, 9 Wells, but they've always been a band. They have so many albums. I mean, they're not as bad as King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, but they're like, was it Motorcycle to something? They have like 8 albums or something. And it's like, this is the album I'm gonna be like obsessed with, and it's never blown me away. I mean, I went to go see them live. I think I won tickets through Radio K actually, but anyway, Field Music. What's it called? Limits of Language is coming out October 11th. So, Weather Systems, it's related to Anathema, the Danny Kavanagh project. Their album's coming out. The first, like, it's being like mastered right now, and it's called Ocean Without a Shore. And the first single's coming out anyway. Daniel Cardoso, he must be with them as well. Maybe it's an Anathema. Here it comes. Debut album Ocean Without a Shore is wrapped up, fully recorded and produced with me on drums. First single should be out this month, so this July. Album to be released soon on Mascot Records, which has Volbeat, Steve Vai, Toto, Beth Hart, POD. Keep your eyes on Weather Systems. There's like a little trailer piece, which is okay. I don't know. I mean, between the two, I'm more optimistic about the Radicant, but I'll check it out, I guess, for sure. It is Danny. I think he was the one with the solo album back in 2017. A lot of people were really into it, and 2017 or 20, yeah. I thought it was just okay, but anyway. So that's one I should probably just write that in here. So, but the other stuff that's sort of going to be announced soon, yeah, and it's down the road here. So Paul Meany's motivational speaker. Paul Meany of Mute Math, the singer and keyboardist, He had a single that came out a few weeks ago called No Such Thing. The Motivational Speaker album's coming out probably this fall, so it's one to look forward to for sure. But, you know, I'll have to be, when I get the next calendar, whenever that comes up, I'll have to get past that information along. Probably 2025, because we're already now past the middle of the year. We're going to talk about 2025, but it's probably coming out 2025. The second sort of reunion album of sorts from the band Galactic Cowboys. I'm not sure if it's called A New Mission. They have a Kickstarter campaign with a projection. If you buy the vinyl is expensive. I unfortunately did not quite go for the vinyl, but I am going to get the CD. But they're still doing the campaign, and they have they have 207. They got 6 more backers today. Out of their $70,000 goal, $32,373 dollars have been raised so far, and they have like 55 days, so a little less than 2 months. But it says like projected June 2025. So, you know, again, that's not 2024, but something to keep in mind. Maybe we'll get like a song or something this fall. I don't know. Maybe the digital version will come out this fall, and the vinyl will come next year. I don't know. Sounds like it's probably close to done, if not done. So today we had the first teaser for The Shaming of the True multi-disc from Kevin Gilbert, as I talked about in the video a couple days ago. And I was right, the 25th anniversary, it's coming in 2025. We're going to get those 6 KMG archive, the last 6, also sometime probably this fall, based on that thing I read the other day. So that's something to watch. And, you know, those is kind of, they aren't pre-order, they say it's coming out, it's out, or he'll say it's coming, going on sale next week. It's like the week before or something like that. So, obviously that's a big deal to me and the Kevin Gilbert Collective. The multi-disc is the biggest deal. But and then hopefully some of his stuff will end up on streaming, depending on if they can sell all the copies of the multi-disc. But so that's the multi-disc is 2025, but the archive releases are coming in 2024 for Kevin Gilbert. Some of it is like NRG related, I guess, and we'll see, you know. And some unreleased music maybe. And the trailer has Parade, like a full band mix of Parade, which sounds good. And it said in the trailer there's the full alternate version of, you know, I'm super excited and geeking out of the fanboy for Kevin Gilbert for The Shaming of the True multi-disc. MEER Hawthorne, is it my album of the year for 2025? I'm not going to probably do that, but I doubt it. I don't usually do that for albums of the year. MEER Hawthorne's releasing a new song tomorrow. I don't know if he's putting out a new album, though, but we're going to get a new song from him. He's put out a record last year, which was subpar. It had a few good songs on it, but Hawthorne Rise Again. Dirt Per Robbins is Firebird. Vinyl's going to probably be announced for sale on Monday. Looking forward to that. Okay, another 2025 item. Steven Wilson's album, I think it's called The Overview. And it's like this 3-track, like space rock kind of thing. It's coming out in early 2025. I think it's early 2025. That was announced in the last few weeks. And Dredge, I forgot to mention, Dredge is going to be releasing the 15th anniversary vinyl of the Prayer to Illusion. So, I can't remember if there was something else. I mean, you look at, but that's the gist of the update. It feels like there was more to update, but then, you know, it's like doing the review today. It's like, man, there's not as much as I realize. I mean, stuff happens. Of course, can go through. You can get 3, 4, 5 pieces of news items. I mean, there's stuff that we haven't heard news on. I mean, obviously the Paul Meany motivational speaker, Childish Japes, Akaphiza, Falling Up, stuff I've just repeated. Clem 1918's Amore. I don't know what the deal is with that. I haven't done much research recently. More on Police's Pachinko. There was an update saying the album's not done yet, but, you know, we're still working on it, but it's kind of a meme they posted. Brian Scary's The House That Time Forget. Brian Scary's doing a live show. Which doesn't play live very much, but it's in New York. I'd love to go, but Simone Simon's Vermilion. Let's see here. Capital Cities, you know, they have the songs they've released, the singles. I don't know. Again, we're still waiting. Agent Fresco. Of course, Dream Theater. I mean, when Dream Theater's new album comes out, obviously we'll be talking about it. I'll be anticipating that. It's probably going to come out this fall, though. My guess would be September, October. They just kind of haven't been ready to make the announcement and do all the pre-order stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised by sometime next month we're going to hear more about it, if not sooner. A Formal Horse, I don't know what the deal with them is. Dirty Loops, should ask Annie about that. She's not going to be in the stream. Jolly, Leto and Wright, Muse, Naiku from Eldrin. I don't know what the deal is with Eldrin. The R's compilation I mentioned last time, Autumn, with the song Autumn and maybe some other released songs. Pepe Deluxe has another EP that may not be under the Pepe Deluxe, but the members have, I guess. Radical Face. Jordan Rudess, I think, has a solo album. I haven't updated this, but Run Rivers, you know, the singer from Stateless, who's been on the Vonavi records and a bunch of others. He posted some album he was promoting on Instagram, but again, he doesn't seem to release stuff under his own name, like a couple singles. But Savage's Curtain Call, Self. I know Matt Mahaffey posted something the other day, but he posts a lot on Instagram, like with the studio. So maybe we'll be getting some Self stuff. I would just love that. Subterranean Masquerade, the Tea Party I mentioned, their stuff will be coming. Terminal 3, the Minnesota band from Greg. Includes Greg Harrigas, Textures. I don't think Crimson Glory should be on here too. I missed them. Crimson Glory, Ray Alder's A to Z band, which, you know, I don't know any more EPs from Toe Hider. The Rain of Kindo. I haven't been in the town halls in the last like 3-4 weeks, but if it comes out, it'll be a double album probably. But again, it may not be this year. Thank You Scientists, The Bird and the Bee. Textures. That's about it. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, you know, some of the stuff would just be kind of out of nowhere, like Mew, Pain of Salvation. That, man, maybe. And then the Red Paintings. That's the one that's they've been active the last month, posting clips, samples, some stuff, but no details on this Anthems for Unwanted Wars. So, Mask of the Phantasm, the Velveteen, the Tea Club, and White Willow also. And then in 2025, there's the Avalanches also, I didn't mention, which, you know, I don't keep that close a tab on them, but, of course, Carnival and Dredge and people that like Tool, the Dredge thing someday, but, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of names, and a lot of names I'm not remembering. I should check, like, Wikipedia and that, that other site that Metacritic, who keeps, you know, stuff just shows up, we don't hear about it, but, you know, that's about it. I mean, stuff I could be like documentary, like the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis documentary. But that's mostly what I'm looking forward to. I'll probably post a collage with a bunch of these records. But thank you for watching. 1995 might be happening tomorrow, but again, might not. It really depends. Kind of been focused on the mid-season. We'll be talking more about the anticipated releases. Maybe and those guys probably have some stuff that, you know, that I don't know about. But in that video that hopefully will come next week. So, but thank you for watching again, and we'll see you next time.